By the way, who here thinks there's no deals in Israel? Who here thinks it's very hard, there's no deals in Israel in real estate? You're absolutely right. Thank you. Who here thinks there might be deals in real estate? Write this down. Whatever I think, I'm right. Whatever you think, you're right. Where's Ubal, right? How many deals have you done in the last few months here in Israel? 8 deals. And I give him a hand. He's an amazing guy. He was doing some stuff before. We helped him out a little bit. We'd like to help all of you if you'll let us. Most of you won't. It's okay. What's the hardest thing to do in life for all of us? Because you're smart. You've done very well. You're Israeli. You've been in the army. You've traveled. You speak 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 languages, even though you think you don't. Right? I love this in Israel. Do you speak English? No, I don't speak English, but I'm contemplating the pontification of the alliteration of the words I'm using, and I'm like, what? Where'd you learn those vocabulary words? But my English is no good. Anyway, give yourself a little credit. So, whatever you think, you're right. If you think it's hard, you're right. If you think it's hard to make money, you're right. If you think it's easy to make money, you're right. Successful people do things differently. I had the good fortune of spending time with some people you know. I've had their permission to mention their names over the years. Shakira, Bruce Springsteen, what's her name? Taylor Swift, Donald Trump. They all do 2 things differently. Tony Robbins, number 1, they have specific goals. Now this is not a goal. I want to be thin, rich, and happy. That's nice, but you got to be specific, correct? I want to make 10,000 shekels a month, 100,000 shekels a month. Be specific for this month, this year, next year, 5 years. They know exactly where they're going, but be careful with your goals. Make them specific. Make them what? Who here besides me has written specific goals for this year? If you don't do it, redo them. Now I'll challenge you. Whatever your goals are, they're not big enough. Why not? Number 2, success is a process. Success is a what? Process. Unsuccessful people say, you know what? I went to the Ron Stern seminar. The seminar's over. I don't have a check for 1,000,000 shekels. It doesn't work. I got into real estate. I tried for a week, a day. I didn't make 100 million shekels. I'm out. It doesn't work. They know that every process you do, you're going to learn from. Does that make sense? So if you get nothing else out of today, I would like you by Monday or Tuesday, Shabbat Shalom, early, to have your written goals. And the most important goal, I'm not a big believer in a lot of goals. You need 2 goals. Number 1, exactly where I, my family, my business are going to be. Money with a number, correct? Lifestyle, not just money, correct? We want to take 6 weeks off a year, 2 months off a year. We want to work 8 hours a week, 10 hours a week, whatever. Anything is possible if you think it is. If you think it's not, it's not. Whatever you think, you're right. Number 2, the most important goal is, what am I going to do today? Every night or every morning, you need to wake up, and we'll show you how to plan your time in just a minute, and say, what am I going to do today? Even if it's just one little thing. Make one phone call. Have coffee with somebody who may be an investor, correct? Now, before we get into all these systems, let me take all your excuses away. Number 1, we're in Israel. It's unique, correct? It's different, Robert. This doesn't work here. How many of y'all are thinking that? Come on, be honest. How many of y'all are thinking that? In America, it's different. Okay, let me give you some statistics. Not what you think, but facts. Please look them up on the internet, verify them. I speak all over the world. We just spoke in Uganda and Europe and South America and Canada in the last couple months, whatever. Everywhere I go, guess what they say? Robert, it's different here. The government's bad. The economy's tough. We don't have the education system like you. Only the rich get richer. You have to have money to make money. Is that true? No. Absolutely not. 90% of multi-millionaires, that's dollars, not shekels, in Israel, in Uganda, in Africa, in South America, in Mexico, in America, started with less than 1,000 US dollars. If you don't have 1,000 US dollars, one of your friends, family, strangers has it. How many of y'all feel a little better today now? How many wish I said $400? Just checking. What did that just do to all your myths about money to make money? Correct? Number 2, when I got started in my businesses, I now have about 7, I had no money or no credit. Now, how do you get into real estate or start a high-tech business or start an import-export or a wedding dress business or whatever you're doing and you have no money? Now, how many of you, it's about you today, want to start or grow your business and don't have access to enough money or capital? Right about half the room. How many of y'all would like more access to money and capital? Correct? So, write this down. Whatever I don't have, I'll find someone that has it. 90% of all the businesses, including mine, start by finding money partners. Now, let me help you out. Whenever I see anything, it's natural to resist it. Why? Because you're smart, you're intelligent, you're Israeli, just like everybody. Well, Robert, I can't find a money partner. I don't have rich friends. My family's not rich. Correct? That's called resistance. What is it called? Resistance. How many of you are now aware that you resist a lot of times when someone says something to move forward? What does your mind automatically do? Resist it. So, when I got started in real estate, I had no money, no credit. I had $180 in my checking account. My rent was $800, $900 at that time. That was a good month. I couldn't pay my rent, but I was only negative $600, $700. I'm not talking about food and gas and cars. That was a good month. And for the first 27 years of my life, like Ryan taught, I blamed everybody. Well, I want to make money, but I can't. It's my family, my background, education. I have a learning disability, la, la, la. And the minute I took responsibility, like you just heard about, everything changed. So what I did is I wrote down the 5 most successful people I knew. I didn't say they were friends of mine. I knew them. Now, contrary to what you're taught, most successful people, even in Israel, I've met many of them, even in America, are pretty nice. There's exceptions to everything I'm saying. There's poor people that are jerks, and there's a few rich people that are jerks, right? But most wealthy people are the most open, friendly, positive. They give a much larger percentage of their income to tzedakah, to charity, correct? But like Aaron taught, what do we all think about them? Corrupt, crooks, right? Because of the newspaper, they pick the 1 or 2, correct? IDD. Anyway, and that's all you read about. It's called the media, correct? And I have some good news for you. In Israel or America, don't believe anything you read or see on television. How do I know this? Because I'm on television. Seriously, CNN and Fox, they will not let me say this on television. 50%, 47% to be exact, in America, the real estate, all of real estate in America, 47%, almost 50%, has no loan on it. No loan. But if you watch the news the last 5 years, what does it sound like in America? Every house is in foreclosure, a disaster, which is good for you. Go there and buy. We're on sale. Hurry up. The sale's going to end soon. Okay, I'm not kidding. So they won't let me say that on television. CNN Fox said, you can't say that, Robert. I say, why? Guess what they say? It's positive. What's the only purpose of news or television? Things are very simple. What do our minds love to do? Complicated. Unless it's a public station, the only purpose of television is to sell advertising. That's it. To sell ads, correct? You have commercials here in Israel? Who's paying for the television? That's it. So don't believe anything you see on the news, and what you got to be concerned about right now is what you're going to do. What do you got to be concerned about? What you're going to be doing. So success. Number 1, you have to have a specific goal.